Hi, I'm Mary. I'm the summer intern here at Theatre Pass Marai. And I'm conducting interviews with everyone on the team because I really am curious about each role and learning about what they entail. So to give you a little bit of a sense of what I look like, I have long brown hair. I'm 21 years old, and I'm wearing this sort of strap shirt that's blue and white. It's got sort of a Dutch pattern, and I love it because it feels really nice and summery here in Kingston today. So it's a perfect choice. Feeling good. And if you could introduce yourself and your role, and if you could give us a brief description of your role and a little bit of a sense of what you look like today and what you're wearing, that would be great. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Chantel. I'm the interim producer at Theatre Pass Marai. I too have long brown hair. It's a little bit lighter than Mary's is. And I am wearing a black t-shirt with little tiny white flowers on. I'm wearing a t-shirt because it's cold outside, but my apartment is very warm, so I'm good with my t-shirt on. And I tend to get a little nervous in interviews, so I thought I'd give myself some breather. But yeah, as I said, my name is Chantel. I am the interim producer at Theatre Pass Marai, which basically means that I do a lot of the logistics. I deal a lot with rental companies, and then I basically support our team, our very small but mighty team. I'm a big support system for them. So those are the sort of like three main bullet points about what my job entails.
Oh, that's great. Thank you. Producers, they do a lot. And what is one part of your job that you didn't expect to be responsible for when you started?
Yeah, I mean, for anyone who's ever produced a show, you'll just know that most of your job is unexpected jobs. So, I mean, if that makes sense, you do a lot of things, and then a lot of unexpected things are always bound to come up, and it's different for every show. And so I think going into a producer role, that's just sort of an expectation, is that you'll have a lot of unexpected jobs to do. And I mean, with my role at TPM, like I said, I deal with rental contracts a lot. So I'm working really closely with the rental companies. So hello, anyone who's rented, you can finally see my face rather than just hear my voice or email me. And so I deal a lot with contracting with them, and then logistics, and then handing them over to front of house. And then with our own shows, it sort of depends on the contract that we have with them. So we have different producing models for each show. So sometimes I'm responsible for more things, for different things, for less things. And that changes for each show. And lots of fun, unexpected things always pop up. We always get these fun ideas to add a new event, or to just have a sort of wild, I want to say themed evening, but that's maybe not the best word. But there's always room at TPM to be adding new things and exciting things and experimenting with stuff. And so that's a really fun part of my job, is they're all unexpected things that no one in the company expected to be doing. And then it's sort of my job to figure out how to make them happen, or how to support the proper departments in making them happen. If that answers your question, Mary.
Oh, absolutely. Totally.
Okay.
If I wanted to rent a space at TPM, what are some things I should have prepared beforehand?
Yeah, I mean, we would love you to rent a space at TPM anytime. We have two spaces. We have our main space theater, which is our larger theater, and then our backspace theater, which is obviously our smaller theater. And a lot of times we have independent theater companies who are renting from us. So just a few bits of advice maybe that I give them before they jump into trying to rent is to come up with backup dates, because a lot of the times people will request dates that might be filled already. So one of our shows might be in, or another company might have already booked them for rentals. We fill up pretty quickly. So it's always a good idea to have a couple of backup dates, so that if you've gotten rights and you're only available for 1 week, but then we're not available, I don't want to let you down. So it's always good to have backup dates. Another thing that's important to note, especially for independent producers who are doing their budgets and whatnot for their shows, is that we require all rental companies to have insurance for their time in this space. So that's just another little added expense that maybe with some other sort of smaller venues or ad hoc venues or whatnot, isn't in a small independent company's budget. So it's always good to budget for that. And we help support you in finding that. We have suggestions for companies to use that are really sort of straightforward in the application process and whatnot. So it's not a scary thing to do, but just something to keep in mind. And then I guess the last thing, and this comes up quite a bit with people who are looking to rent from us, is that we actually don't have lights pre-hung in the theater. We basically take them down after every show. So you're coming into a completely blank grid, which means that it gives you a lot of creative license, but then that you also have to put that into your time and budget that into your production schedule so that the lighting hang, lighting focus, that you have a lighting designer. Those sorts of things are really helpful to know in advance for someone like you who may be looking to rent our theater, Mary.
Yes, absolutely. I had no idea about the lighting in
Yeah, it's funny, most people don't. They sort of assume that we just have like a standard house plot hanging up, but we don't. We like to get wild and creative with each show that comes in. So
Oh, these are great things to know. Thank you, Chantel, for being so informative and enlightening about your role. That was
thank you so much for taking the time to chat with me today, Mary.
great. Thank you. Have a lovely day.